Good day, everyone. I'll be doing. I trust we're having a beautiful day. And I'm your man, Mr. Tosin, and this is Life and Layers with Mr. Tosin. So today I just want to share a quick word with somebody from something I just discovered in the Bible. So I was reading about the person of Moses, one of the patriarchs, one of the most significant and important figures in the Bible. Now, one thing that makes Moses really popular is the fact that he led the Israelites from Egypt, but he didn't get to the promised land, and that was because he disobeyed God. Now, the story says that, and that's found in the book of Numbers chapter 20, from verse 1 to 13. God instructed Moses to speak with his rod. He should speak to the rock to bring out water so that the Israelites can drink and feed their animals. But instead of Moses speaking to the rock, he struck the rock twice for water to come out. And God was very angry with him because that's not the instruction that God gave him. Now, if we go back to the book of Exodus, we go earlier in the book of Exodus chapter 17. Now, something similar happened. From verse 1 up until verse 4 or 5, would see it. The same thing. The Israelites, they were nagging. They came to meet Moses. Oh, you brought us out of Egypt. You did all this. Why? Yeah, why? You should have left us. At least in that place we were enjoying. We're doing this, we're doing that. Now you brought us to die. They were nagging. And then Moses got instruction from God at that time that he should strike the rock. And if he strikes the rock, water will come out. And Moses did just that. He struck the rock, and then water came out, and they drank water, they had water, and everything was okay. So, and how does this relate with us? Because in the book of Numbers, that's going forward, chapters after, in Numbers, that same scenario played out. And so in the head of Moses, it was like, okay, I've been here before. I've done this before. God has brought water out of the rock. God told me to strike the rock that time. But one thing he failed to do was to follow instruction. And that's how many of us live our lives today. Because we've been in a particular scenario, in a particular situation before, and God gave us instructions to do this thing, we then assume that, okay, whenever I'm in this situation, this is it. This is a manual. And life with God is not a manual. There is not one approach fits all or one answer fits all with God. You could be facing the same scenario, the same situation like in the past, and God gave you a word to do this. And in future, you're in that same scenario. Don't just assume that, because God told me to do this in the past, definitely this is what God wants me to be doing whenever I'm in this situation. That's what happened to Moses. The Israelites were nagging. They were crying, oh, what have you done? God told him, strike the rock and water will come out. He did that. 2 chapters after that, the same thing, they were nagging. But this time around, God told him, command water out of the rock. But because Moses was hungry and all, he let his emotions get in the place. I've done this before. This scenario I've done before. All I did was strike the rock and water came out. And he went ahead and he struck the rock. And of course, water did come out. But what he did not obey God's instruction. And that is why many of us are stuck. We are trying to solve problem based on the memory that we have. It's not a code that you just bring back, call the code and blah blah blah. Oh, this problem I've had before. Every challenge we have, every problem we have, we must always go to God. We must always go to God for God to give us a word. We must always go to God for God to give us an update. Okay, God, what are you saying about this thing? God, what are you saying? Don't just assume that, okay, since God gave me a word about this in the past, this is what God wants me to always do when I'm in this scenario. We must always go to God for his instruction. And if he says we should do it the way we did it in the past, then that's fine. Times might have changed. We don't know God's plan. God might want us to do it. God might want us to do it in a different way. So it is up to him and not to us. So I hope this has blessed somebody. So please share, like, and subscribe. And I pray that you have a blessed day. And I pray that God should give us the grace to always seek him in every situation, in every scenario that we find ourselves. I pray that God grants us the grace to always seek him, and he will answer us whenever we reach out to him. Thank you very much. That's it for today. Have a blessed day. Till I see you next time. Bye.